Well, hello everyone. It's Dan Campbell with Texas Open Door Realty. Welcome to another edition of the Happy Home Seller. I want to give a shout out to two of my young clients, Patrick and Dylan, who told me the funny story. What do you call a bear with no teeth? That's right, a gummy bear. I love that. Thanks, Dylan and Patrick. Well, today we're in our series called 6 Steps to Sold, in which I'm talking to my friend Lisa, who has outgrown her home. She wants to sell it for top dollar and find a new home. And we're going over the 6 steps necessary to get top dollar for your home in the least amount of time possible. We talked about the importance of the home preparation factor, and then the pricing factor, and then the marketing factor. And today we're talking about what's called the negotiation factor. You see, the negotiation factor, the goal of that is to reach terms for the sale of your home based on your goals through expert negotiating skills and strategies. Did you know that a significant part of the negotiations for your property actually take place before we ever put your house on the market? You see, one of the goals of negotiating is to anticipate issues and problems that are going to come up during the contract phase of the sale of your house. That's why for most of our listings, I recommend and pay for a pre-listing inspection of your house. This is the same type of inspection that any buyer that puts your house under contract is going to do. And what we do, the goal of this is to find out any major issues that may be wrong with your house that the buyer's inspector will discover during their inspection of your home. And then, of course, to remedy those, together, you and I work together to get those issues taken care of before the home ever goes on the market. This greatly reduces the likelihood that your home will fall out of contract during the option period, which is those handful of days in the beginning when the buyer gets their inspection. You see, what we want to do is to make the negotiations slanted in your favor. And the more we can correct that shows up on that inspection before we list your house, the more likely we are to get top dollar for your house. You see, it's discovered that when a buyer does the inspection during the option period, the seller is more likely to just give money to take care of the issues. In fact, the statistics show that a seller will end up paying $3 to $4 for every $1 that a repair might actually cost if the seller did the repair before the house ever went on the market. You see, during the contract phase, everyone's in a hurry, and we're in a tight window of negotiations, and the seller wants to get things taken care of, and it's usually better for a seller to give money rather than to do repairs, so that the seller doesn't have to satisfy the repair to a buyer's specifications. And so that's why we typically just negotiate with funds, but again, it ends up being in the buyer's favor if we wait until the house is under contract to do these negotiations. So this is just one of the strategies that we have related to negotiations. Another thing that can help during negotiations is a class and a designation that I hold called CNE, Certified Negotiating Expert. Now, I think that sounds kind of self-serving. I don't really know how much of an expert I am at that. However, I do know that I've learned some important things about the negotiation skills set. And that is, first of all, having to do with what is the psychology going on in the buyer related to making an offer on your property. For example, if you have a first-time home buyer that's making an offer on your house, they tend to, when they see the inspection report that they get on your property, they tend to sometimes freak out because there is going to be a list of things that your house is deficient in related to today's building codes. You see, your home might have been built in 2005 And here we are many years later. The building codes have changed. Your house was perfectly safe when it was built to that day's codes, but today's codes have changed, and the inspector in the state of Texas is required to report all the different things that don't meet today's building codes. Again, this can be a negotiating problem. So not that you won't take an offer from a first-time buyer, but we just want to know the psychology of what's going on perhaps in that buyer's understanding. So that's also why I try and find out all I can about potential buyers. So these are things that I bring to the table that we at Texas Open Door do to help you get top dollar for your house. If you have questions on the negotiating factor, please feel free to let me know. Send me a text, 512-699-7082, or email me, dan@texasopendoor.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, have a great day. This is Dan Campbell with Texas Open Door Realty.